this sport, bro? Sean O'Malley got subbed by Marab? Since when is this guy's submission threat? Come on. He's done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What'd I say? What'd I say? What did I say? Hey, let's go. Oh! He killed him. He killed him. Oh my gosh. He knocked him out cold. I mean, what is this? What is this? What is this sport, bro? Sean O'Malley got subbed by Marab? Since when is this guy's submission threat? Come on. He's done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What'd I say? What'd I say? What did I say? Hey, let's go. Oh! He killed him. He killed him. Oh my gosh. He knocked him out cold. I mean, what is this? What is this? What is this sport, bro? Sean O'Malley got subbed by Marab? Since when is this guy's submission threat? Come on. He's done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. What'd I say? What'd I say? What did I say? Hey, yo, what in the world? Hey, yo, what is this? It's frozen. Oh, no way, dude. Ah, there we go. Ah, it's frozen. I keep freezing it somehow, man. I gotta stop touching it, man. Hold up. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. No. Perfect. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. And that is still my boy. Who is still your boy? Oliveira? I've been seeing those memes going around. Dude, I keep falling for these Oliveira edits. I don't know about you guys, but man. Dude, these Oliveira edits on TikTok I'm seeing are complete. They're getting to me. They're getting to me, man. They're completely getting to me. Let's go directly to the point. Van versus Royval. What a fight. A future Hall of Fame fight. Totally a banger. Yeah, it was a pretty good fight. I was upset. I was upset that Royval lost, dude. Royval had it in the bag. How did Royval throw that? He had it in the bag. I don't understand. Royval, all he needed to do was not get dropped. And what did he do in the third round? Get dropped. Like, this guy straight up just ran at Joshua Van with his chin up in the air and got dropped. It's like, bro, all you had to do was not get dropped. I want to see Joshua Van. Let's not do Joshua Van versus Pantoja. Let's do Joshua Van versus Amir Albazi. That's a great fight. No, I'm kidding. Pantoja's going to wipe the floor with him. Joshua Van's been fighting for what? 5 years? 5 years max since he was 18, at least professionally. How long has he been doing jiu-jitsu? How long has Joshua Van been doing jiu-jitsu? Dude, how many people did they get on the podcast? Holy shit. What's up, boys? What's up, Hackle? What's up, Dina? What's up, Andrew? What's up, Suds? What's up, Hackle? What's up, RB? Joshua Van absolutely destroyed Royval. I mean, 29-28, where the third round was all Royval until he got dropped. That's not destroyed at all. I feel bad, but seeing Kai get subbed was justice for all the cringe he put us through. Yeah. Did you see the clip of Kai Kara? I'm gonna start calling him James. James Kai Kara. You guys see the clip of James Kai Kara with his tongue sticking out, and he's doing the thing with his tongue out, and his tongue is super yellow. I kind of don't want to do it right now because I'm afraid what happens if my tongue's yellow. Then I'm a little bit of a hypocrite. But he did. It was Pantoja had like the meta glasses on, and it's in the ceremonial weigh-ins, and he does the face. It's so cringe. It's so cringe, man. It's so cringe. But he did the face, and his tongue was like just completely dirty. If you're gonna do it, at least brush your tongue. At least brush your tongue, please. Ilia Topuria reportedly crying in his room alone for Charles Oliveira before the fight. Dude, Charles, I mean, is there anybody else that has the same mentality of Ilia Topuria where they're celebrating winning the fight before it happens? Dude, at some point he's gonna lose, right? Does Ilia Topuria? Let's get a poll going. Actually, does Ilia Topuria end not being defeated? Oh, I was in the wrong chat. Van versus Moreno at Noche? Nah, it's gonna be Van versus Pantoja. Probably sooner than later. Joshua Van was winning round 3 even until the knockdown. No, he was not. Dude, why is it always BL Suds with the rage bait? It just takes so much energy to interact with rage bait. I feel. I don't know, but I feel like it takes all my energy to interact and debate rage bait because it's just so clearly rage bait. It's not even like a good attempt at rage bait. It's just like poor rage bait attempt. Okay, what was I gonna ask? Oh, does Ilia Topuria stay undefeated by the end of his career? I spelled almost everything wrong. Yes, no. There's too much to talk. Yes, he will stay undefeated. I think Arman has a pretty good chance. I think Arman has a really, because people are like, oh, dude, he beat Oliveira. Oliveira had a close fight with Arman, so therefore he beats. Enough with the MMA math. Let's stop the MMA math. Let's end that right now. What's good, man? Rep the king forever. What's good, man? There's too much cock, man. What did I just say? There's too much talk, man. The lightweight ranking. Can't believe I said cock. Cock's on my mind right now. I don't know why. There's still has to talk, man. The lightweight ranking after yesterday. Update are a mess. What's knowing? Makhachev's going to welter and Poirier's to retire. So what's to happen next? That's easy. Let's match make the lightweight division. Cock. Arman getting chinned. What's good? Joshua Van landed the hardest strikes before the knockdown. No, he was Joshua Van was getting pieced up the entire third round. Let's pull up the rankings and let's match make. Whoops. All right. Let's take a look. All right, so let's match make the lightweight division because there's so much movement going on. Even like if we're taking a look at even when we're taking a look at the pound for pound change, but lightweight changed a lot. I mean, look at all these red arrows. Everybody went down. The only guys that didn't go down are Benir Dariush because he won, obviously, and Benoit Saint Denis because I don't know why. Benoit Saint Denis didn't go down. He beat nobody in his last fight, so that really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But he didn't go down. I think it's because he has such like a good market in the France area, right? Like the UFC wants France to have a huge audience because I guess in Europe, I don't know. Maybe Dana White just loves French people the same way he loves John Jones, you know? Because Cyril Gane, right? He loves Cyril Gane. He loves Benoit Saint Denis. He loves Amavov. So. Why Dariush in the same spot? I have no idea. And it's crazy because, bro, Paddy Pimblett is number 10, yet everybody thinks he's the next title shot guy. How is he the next title shot guy at number 10 when Hamzat Chimaev beat number 2 in Gilbert Burns at the time and didn't get a title shot off that? They gave him Nate Diaz. Like, what? Bro, Charles had bad coaches. They don't make any game plan or anything. Why the fuck Oliveira in the pocket with Ilia? No idea. All right, let's matchmake, though. Let's matchmake, and then I'll get back to it. So, Ilia Topuria, we know his next matchup, what it's going to be. It's going to be Arman Tsarukyan. Arman Tsarukyan versus Ilia Topuria is going to be the next fight for him. Islam Makhachev, obviously, he's fighting JDM, so we don't really have to worry about him for lightweight. Charles Oliveira, who should he fight next? Maybe do Charles Oliveira. He's going to need 6 months to recover and then another 4 months to get into fight camp, maybe 3 months. So we're looking at a 9-month wait for Charles Oliveira. At least a 6-month of him doing nothing. So at least 9 months, 10 months, most likely for Charles Oliveira. So who's on that 10-month schedule? Probably Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway. The winner of Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway most likely is going to be Max Holloway. He's going to be Dustin Poirier on 318. And then their schedules do line up to do Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira. Just because if Max beats Dustin, you cannot do a rematch quite yet of Max versus Ilya, right? So I'll probably do Oliveira versus Holloway 10 months from now because we know Dustin versus Max is going to be an absolute war. Dan Hooker, you could probably do Dan Hooker versus Dan Hooker. Oh, that's tough. Dan Hooker. Oh, that's tough. Dan Hooker. What do you do with Dan Hooker? He's number 7, but he's kind of in a tough spot. He fought Dustin. Max is booked. Justin Gaethje is supposed to be fighting Paddy Pimblett. Arman's obviously next. Islam's no longer in the rankings. I'm going to sneeze. Bless me. What do you do with Dan Hooker? What do you do with Dan Hooker, man? The Scousers don't get knocked out. Paddy will stash him, lad. Scousers don't get knocked out. I blessed myself? Yeah, I did bless myself. Holloway is number 1 featherweight. It's crazy. Hooker versus Fatty. Hooker versus who? Hooker versus... He already fought Gamrot. Who's Fatty? Paddy? You do Dan Hooker versus Paddy Pimblett? But they want to do Paddy Pimblett versus Gaethje to get Paddy Pimblett as close to a title shot as possible. Dan Hooker versus... Can't do... You have to look up, but there's nobody to look up to. Dan Hooker versus... Maybe Arman. You could do Dan Hooker versus Arman, right? Because if... Even though Ilia Topuria didn't take much damage... Ilia Topuria loves to go on press runs. He loves to go on press runs. Goes to Spain, goes all around Europe, and that's all he does in his free time. He just goes on press runs, press conferences, interviews, TV shows, all that. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw the Topuria family on Family Feud, you know? We asked 100 men, we asked 100 men who the most inbred Dagestani is. What's your answer? Islam Makhachev. Dan Hooker, Arman. You could do that. You could do that. They got some beef. They're beefing on Twitter. Gamrot. You could do Gamrot versus... Oh my gosh, man. Too many people need to fight up right now. You could do Gamrot versus Fiziev in a rematch. Beneil Dariush versus... Oh my gosh. What can you do? Maybe Beneil Dariush just fought, got dropped. Maybe you do Beneil Dariush versus... Oh my gosh, this is so messed up. Can you even cook this division? Can we even cook? Dariush should fight... Maybe you do Dariush versus Hooker. Maybe you do Dariush versus Hooker, right? Because Dan Hooker pulled out, so maybe Dariush versus Ruffy? Nah, you cannot do Dariush versus Ruffy. Dariush just fought down in the rankings, beat Renato Moicano. If you're going to do anybody versus Ruffy, you got to do Moicano versus Ruffy. Beneil should be fighting up in the rankings. Dan Hooker should fight down because he pulled out of a fight. I messed up a card. So I'll do Dan Hooker, Beneil Dariush, Gamrot versus... I don't even know who I said Gamrot should fight. Who the fuck does Gamrot fight? Gamrot Fiziev matchup. Rematch, that's what I said. Paddy's fighting Gaethje. Moicano. We need to give him an up-and-comer. We need to give someone outside of the rankings. Who's a good guy for... Dariush ain't gonna climb the rankings? Yeah, I know, but he shouldn't be fighting outside the rankings. Nah, it would make no sense to do Dariush outside the rankings. Just beat a guy inside the rankings in Renato Moicano, who's on a win streak outside of Islam Makhachev, where he dropped Islam too. I would probably do Ruffy versus Chandler. I think Ruffy versus Chandler would be a dope fight. But would Chandler take that fight? He'd probably say, nah, I only want legends. Chandler's type of guy to be like, nah, I only want legends. Man, I've been grinding the UFC for like 5 whole years now, okay? I've had 6 whole fights, okay? I only want to fight legends. I'm only fighting legends. Like he thinks he's Dustin Poirier. But that's tough. That's tough. Moicano, give him somebody outside the rankings. Yeah. Michael Chandler type of guy to ask for a legacy fight. You could do Renato Moicano versus Joel Alvarez wants to move up to 170. Who's like somebody that's up and coming at 155? Maybe Grant Dawson trains with Moicano. Maybe you do Ignacio Bahamondes just lost. Maybe you do Farisiam. You could do that. Is he booked with anybody? I'll pull this back up. We could do Farisiam. This is the lightweight rankings. Is he booked? He's not booked. So you could do Renato Moicano versus Farisiam coming off a decision win over Mike Davis. That's not a terrible win to be coming off of. And he's just outside the rankings. So you could definitely do that. What else could we do? Michael Chandler. You could do Michael Chandler. Grant Dawson. You could do Michael Chandler. Benoit Saint Denis. It all depends on what Michael Chandler wants, right? Holloway's ranking number 1 in featherweight. He's not in featherweight, though. They should really take him out the rankings. Everybody walks through Chandler. Everybody does walk through Chandler. Let's be honest. His knee is busted. His motivation's busted. His everything in Michael Chandler's busted, except for his wife. His wife's pretty hot. Is JDM tougher than Islam than Ilya? Is JDM tougher for Islam than Ilya? Yes, JDM's way tougher. Ilya can get taken down and held down by Islam, and Ilya does fade later in fights. JDM, I think, is an extremely hard fight. Extremely hard. Crazy thing, if Chandler wasn't a crackhead tard, his only chances of getting a W in the UFC was against Chandler. Who are you talking about? Arby. Poirier would destroy Armid? Stop, don't call him Armid, bro. That's disrespectful. Don't disrespect the fighters. Okay, we could do Diego Ferreira, but just lost to Grant Dawson. Give Grant Dawson something. Give Grant Dawson like a climb up. Give Grant Dawson Chandler. Benoit Saint Denis gets Ruffy. Let's let him in. Dag's down, he's flying in, yeah. So I think that's what you do for the for lightweight. I think that's a great what you do for lightweight. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. JDM doesn't have that explosive KO power like Ilya to touch and KO Islam. Yeah, but I don't think you need the KO power to beat Islam. Look at Dustin Poirier. He doesn't have. I think JDM has the same KO ability as a guy like Dustin Poirier, and Dustin Poirier was 2-2 going into the fifth, and Dustin Poirier's hips are completely destroyed. I remember listening to a Joe Rogan Experience podcast back in like 2022 when he had Dustin Poirier on, and he was showing Joe Rogan a picture of his hips and like the amount of cartilage and bone they had dug out of his hips. Like he had like, I think Dustin Poirier has had like six surgeries on his hips. So what I'm trying to say is I don't think you need the KO power. It does help to beat Islam, but I don't think you need the KO power. I think the way JDM is built in that he's not like super explosive, but he's not like you could take 20 shots from him and be perfectly fine. You know what I mean? He's not like a Paddy. Paddy has no power in his hands. Zero power. JDM takedown defense was good, but is it that good to stop Islam? Yes. If Dustin Poirier, who's had 6 hip surgeries, can stuff takedowns from Islam If Volkanovski can stuff takedowns from Islam, if Charles Oliveira can reverse positions on Islam, JDM's gonna do the necessary training to not get taken down. The only problem I see for JDM is if he ever gets the problem. If you're gonna fight Islam, you need to have the right mentality in order to beat him. Like the Volk mentality is a mentality you need to have of like, okay, I'm gonna get taken down, but once I get taken down, I need to be calm. I need to be poised. I need to be methodical. I need to do all this. So, Dustin losing to Max in 318? Yes, he is. 100%. 1,000,000%. I know Max Holloway. Because Dustin, what is Dustin going into this fight for? Dustin didn't want this fight. The mentality Dustin has is, this is my retirement fight. I want to go out with a bang. I want to scrap. I want to give a show to the people in Louisiana. I want to do this for the people. He doesn't want to win. Dustin does not want to win. He wants to put on a show. And whether he gets a win or he doesn't get a win, doesn't matter to him. He just wants to put on a show for his people and have a great retirement. Max Holloway, I feel like he wants to actually win. And he's only like, what, 33, 34? He still has title aspirations at 155 especially. Getting that second belt would be dope. And I think if he can beat Dustin and then get one more win, I think there's a case for him to get that rematch against Ilya. And I think in rematches, Max Holloway is going to do a little bit better. What's up, Shotty? Arman versus Ilya is a nice fight. Then Gaethje can fight the winner. Paddy isn't next. He need to fight at least Hooker or Dariush. No, I think Arman Ilya is a fight to make next. And then I think Paddy should fight Gaethje. Gaethje cannot get a title shot on sitting around. Gaethje's been playing golf. Gaethje needs to prove that he can beat a top guy, because look what Charles Oliveira did to Gaethje when they fought. He dropped Gaethje bad. Gaethje was talking in interviews after the fight like, dude, that's the hardest I've ever been hit by Charles Oliveira. And then you look at what Charles Oliveira did to Ilia Topuria. This guy landed a clean elbow, and Ilia didn't even budge. Did not even budge. Dustin wanted Justin. Yeah, he did. Dustin losing to Max. Yeah, so I think Hooker or Dariush. I think Hooker pulled out, completely destroyed UFC 313. Fiziev versus Gaethje was not a banger, and I know bangers. Hooker versus Gaethje would have been a banger. Hooker, because he pulled out, no. Back of the line, buddy. Back of the line. Dariush, maybe Dariush. Dariush would be a dope fight. Hooker versus Dariush could be a dope fight. That'd be a dope fight. I think that's what I matchmaked. Yeah. I'm on the best wrestler in the division right now. Best wrestler in the division right now, Arman. Yeah, probably. Imagine Paddy beats Ilya. I mean, I'm in a weird place when I'm thinking about it, right? I'm really in a weird place because Paddy, you look at it on paper, Paddy on paper gets completely obliterated by Ilia Topuria. But the thing is, Scousers can't read. Shout out to Anthony Smith, right? It's like on paper, Anthony Smith beats this guy, but Anthony Smith can't read. Or I think that's a DDP quote, right? That's what people say about DDP. It's like, on paper, Shimai beats DDP, but DDP can't read. Same with Paddy. On paper, Ilya destroys Paddy, but Scousers can't read. Thoughts on Paddy flatlining Ilya in the third round? Imagine the very first round. It's like Ilia Topuria has been able to take shots from Volk, from Holloway, from Josh Emmett. Ilya took shots from Josh Emmett. Took a clean elbow from Charles Oliveira. And then he gets into a fight with Paddy. Paddy drops him with a jab in the very first round. Yeah, Paddy gets into a fight with his chin up. Just throws like an arm punch and drops Ilya bad, wobbles Ilya. And it's not even like he drops Ilya, he like stuns him where like his legs just completely stop functioning. Dude, those are my favorite types of someone getting hit. It's not when someone gets hit and they get flash knockdown. It's when someone gets punched and like their legs just go wonky and they don't know where they are. Dude, those are my favorite moments. And then my favorite KOs are the ones where the guy just stiffens up midair. Like, the ones where it's like Ilia Topuria, Charles Oliveira. That was a good knockout. Like he hit him He hit him again, and Charles Oliveira just like his whole body just slumped over. He fell over. Those are good knockouts, but my favorite type of knockout is the one where they get chinned and then they just, like you ever seen those cartel videos? And it's the exact same thing where like the guy gets shot, right? And then they just freeze up, just ding, just get stiff as a board. Those are my favorites. Paddy isn't beating us, man. It's just a slaughter. Yeah, I think Paddy is a lamb to a slaughter. Yeah. Only Armand deserves a title shot on a merit basis. True. Gaethje getting ready to lose his 87th title shot. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Gaethje, man. What do you think Gaethje does with all his money? You think I think Gaethje's just a robot. I'm gonna be honest. I think Gaethje goes home and plugs into a wall when he's at home. Like he doesn't have a wife, he doesn't have a kid. All he does is fight and golf. I think when he gets home and he's not golfing, he just plugs into a wall like a Roomba. I think that's what it is. You hate Paddy. He's a joker of the division. Yeah, but he's fun, right? He's fun. He's bringing some fun to the division. You know what I was thinking about, guys? You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about press conferences and why they're so bad nowadays and why the UFC hates drama. I think there's definitely a reason why the UFC hates drama, and I think it's because of Conor Habib. I don't know if you guys already know this and you guys are going to be like, "Oh, dude, we already knew this, bro. How did we already knew this?" I think it's because of Conor Habib why the UFC hates any sort of extreme build up to a fight. Paddy sees holes in Ilya's games. Yeah. Paddy sees holes in Ilya's game. Yeah. I don't know what hole he sees in Ilya's game. I think he just sees a hole in Ilya's butt. Not funny. You can't read, Dag? Yeah, I can. Imagine if Gaethje retired. I don't get the title fight. That's the golden ticket for Paddy to the title. If Gaethje retires, that's a golden ticket for Paddy for the title? No. No, because Paddy's number 10. Paddy, nobody would justify. It's a hard justification for Paddy getting a title shot over beating number 13, Michael Chandler, who's 40 years old and hasn't seen a win in the UFC since he beat Tony Ferguson in 2022, right? So, or 23. I think it was 22. I think it was, 3 years ago? Imagine, you were Jewing about. I'm not Jewing about anything. Bryce Mitchell lasted longer with Ilya than Charles did. Yeah, I know, but they're completely different fighters and completely different mentalities. Bryce on his undefeated streak, dude. Rewatch Bryce Mitchell versus Edson Barbosa, dude. Dude. Are you kidding me? Edson Barbosa versus Bryce Mitchell, dude. That was everybody at the time thought Bryce Mitchell was the next Habib. Because Bryce Mitchell against Edson Barbosa looked like Habib if Habib threw spinning wheel kicks. Or threw like some Taekwondo shit. It was basically Habib with Taekwondo is what people thought Bryce Mitchell was. And then this guy goes out there, fights Ilya. I remember the buildup. Bryce Mitchell was trying to speak the Lord into Ilya, but he forgot that Ilya is more faithful than Bryce. But you know what's crazy? Josh Emmett lasted more. Bryce Mitchell lasting longer with Ilya than a lot of these guys isn't too bad, because at the end of the day, Bryce Mitchell got beat up, brutalized on the feet, and then submitted. He got beat at his own game. But Josh Emmett, although he got 10-7, Josh Emmett got 10-7. Dude, there's levels to this. Josh Emmett got 10-7 by Ilya, right? And it's like, yeah, he was beat up by Yair the fight before, and it was a little bit of a quick turnaround, so I understand, but still, 10-7, dude. Ilya chicken legs from Paddy? No. Hermanson style KO? Yeah, that was I called it. I don't know who was here, but, dude, King Terzi kept on saying that Jack Hermanson's about a fraud check RoboCop. I'm like, bro, how? I tried to tell people that Jack Hermanson was as good as gone, and nobody wanted to listen to me. The ones where the ref doesn't stop it, yeah, those are good KOs. The ones where the ref doesn't stop it, yeah. like a Jalen Turner, Bobby Green, where you're literally just watching like a someone's entire life just get completely changed from being like semi-regular minor CTE, minor case of CTE, to like um just complete full-blown CTE, you know? It's like going from he had like the herpes of AIDS. Bobby Green had like the herpes of CTE. Now he has like full-blown AIDS of CTE. Personally hate Paddy. I feel like Gaethje sends his money looking for missing chromosomes. Yeah. Gaethje spends his money looking for his missing chromosomes. Yeah, probably. Nah, man, I'm just want to find my fucking chromosomes. Doctor said I'd his missing chromosomes? You mean extra chromosomes? I think if you have a missing chromosome, you're just not human. Extra chromosome is Down syndrome. I don't know what missing chromosome means. But yeah, maybe Gaethje's like a whole different species where he has like a missing chromosome. You know technically because Down syndrome have extra chromosome, they're a different subspecies. Did you know that? Down syndrome is a different subspecies of human. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Justin be smoking fat packs at home. Fat packs. Like tortas. Still can't believe Tersey picked Jack. I know. The mic is pissing me. What mic? This one? This? How? Dick sounds like some radio guy. Like you're not tough, little man. What are you talking about? I remember I told Dag Ilya beats Islam. Look how we switch up now. Okay. I don't know what I'm talking about. We need press conference with Cap, Paddy, Covington, Chimaev. That would never go down. Manel Cap, Paddy Pimblett, Colby Covington, Chimaev, Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya. Who else would be good? Who else would be good? Ian Gary just to throw in there. Let him be the punching bag, right? Marab would be a good one. He always talks shit, right? Especially if someone's talking shit to him. Umar, that'd be dope. Have you ever been clinically depressed? If so, explain why. I've never been clinically depressed. I'm not a. I would never go to a doctor and be like, I think I'm depressed. Because that's not what you do when you're depressed. What you do when you're depressed is you just try to figure it out. Do something. Just if you can keep your mind occupied enough to the point where you can't, where you physically have no time to think about that. The problem with being depressed is that you have too much time to think about it, and you can keep digging yourself a hole, and you keep digging yourself into a hole. So the objective is to not turn to drugs or alcohol, but to turn to something that can keep you occupied, whether that's just listening to music on full blast and keep your brain occupied, a podcast, a video game, something where you can put your 100% focus into something. Which division you fall in if you are fit with abs? I am fit with abs. What division would I fall in? Probably 135. I'm about like 160 something. 160 something. So I'd probably be a decent sized 135er, I feel. Can't even imagine Habib doing that in the first place, folks. Yeah. I don't hate Paddy. He's annoying, but I like him. He's very confident and aspirational. Nah, I'm not a big Paddy fan, but I like his fights because he's entertaining. Paddy was holding back tears when he said what we did to Charles. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just DM Chimaev coach getting Hamzat out of Jackson. I clipped and edited them talking shit about him. He said he's telling Chimaev now, bear juice scumbag trying to make money off Hamzat. Bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You clipped dude, I was watching the Jackson podcast. They weren't even talking crap about Chimaev. They were just saying it how it is. And that Chimaev needs to work on his I don't think it's much of a cardio thing. I think he has good cardio. I think it's a training thing. I think Chimaev is like an intensity, a high intensity throughout the entire camp instead of starting at a certain intensity and tapering off. He's just at a constant intensity during training camp. And by the end of his camp, he's so tired and beaten up that he's not able to perform at the highest level. That's what I believe. He's a guy who goes hard in training, and I think he goes hard in training the entire way leading up to a fight. So they weren't even talking shit. It was Rampage Jackson calling him "cum slut Chimaev." It was Bear Degidio. He was he was just kind of he was glazing. He was glazing Shemaev. And then it was Luke Rockhold and TJ Dillashaw who were being honest. So I wouldn't say they were talking shit. So Justin be dabbed out. I'm crying. Downey facts with Dag. Yeah, Downey facts. Yeah, man. Which division you fall in? Yep. Arman will beat him by putting pressure on the ground because Ilias gas tank is not that good. He gets tired early, and Arman is a hell of a wrestler. I don't know. I don't believe Ilias gas tank is bad. I mean, he went 5 rounds with Josh Emmett. He went 3 rounds or 4 rounds with Max Holloway. I forget, but he was looking good the entire time. He went 3 rounds with Volk, right? He went 3 rounds with Volk. Maybe 2 rounds, but Ilya does not have a cardio issue. He does not have a cardio issue, but he might have a cardio issue with the wrestling, right? But the thing is, Arman has like I think a 40% chance of being Ilya. I just think Ilya genuinely has the touch of death, bro. Topuria getting overrated? No, I don't think so. You're full of wisdom. Thank you. You got a goon the depression way? Nope. You have an Indian build? Me have an Indian build? Bro, stop it. Me have an Indian build? Yeah, dude. Look at this. Tell me that's an Indian build, dude? And that's the okay. Take that with a little bit of salt, with a pinch of salt, just because that's the goon arm. That's the goon arm, so it might be a little bit bigger than the other one. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to take a look at the other one though. You're 17, 5'7", 107, and chopped. What do I do? I don't know. You're 17, nothing you can do about that. 5'7", nothing you can do about that. 107 pounds. Eat more food. You can fix that. And chopped. Looks max. Go to the gym. You're not gay, Hackle. I'm crying. But Dag he'll take your cues wrong. Why are you guys saying he's gay? He's not gay. You didn't even say anything zesty. Bro, Umkar didn't even say anything zesty. He's just saying what division would I fall into if I was lean. Don't even try to make it seem like this guy was like trying to riz me up. Bro's jacked. Yeah. Bear is a effing Jew, bro. I know he's Jewish, but that doesn't. What's with y'all and Jews, guys? Guys, what did Jewish people do, man? They didn't do nothing. You guys gotta chill out with the Jewish stuff. It's getting too crazy nowadays. Leave them alone. Let them vibe, okay? Unless it's the only Jewish guy I don't like is Rabbi Shamals. Rabbi what's his name? Rabbi Shmuley, that's his name. Yeah, Rabbi Shmuley. I just don't like that guy. I do not like that guy. Bro, Arman is jacked. He's not natural. He's on the juice advantage. No, Arman is natural. I mean, it's either you say everybody's natural or nobody's natural. I don't think you can say, this guy's not natty because he looks saucy. This guy's natty because he doesn't look saucy. You can't really say that, I don't believe. He low-key a fruit cup? Nah. Chill, bro. Chill out, bro. I didn't say that. Dag Def a Jew spy? A Jew spy? What's it? I spy on Jewish people or I'm a Jewish spy? Because I'm neither, to be honest. Indian build is not isolated. We got a fat ass to skinny stick. Yeah, India's very diverse. I feel like India's definitely climbing up the ranks of working out and decent physiques. As long as they're not in India, just because if they're Hindi from India, then they're gonna look bad just because their diet's just all carbs, no proteins. They don't eat any meat as a part of their religion. But if you go to like South India, you go to you go to America where they're not really religious, Canada, right? Then they look a little bit better. The Sikhs have pretty decent builds because they're like the warrior guys, right? They're the warrior tribe, not Sikhs. Sikhs? Is that what they're called? Sikhs? Something. I don't know, but they got some decent builds over there. But the rest of them in India, mainland India, Delhi, any of those places, any of the Hindu majority places, they just got weak builds just because of the diet they eat and the air quality and everything. What? Dig definitely gets funding from the IDF, dude. I wish I was funded by the IDF, man. I wish I was funded by the IDF, dude. If I was funded by the IDF, I'd probably If I was funded by the IDF, dude, that'd be the life, man. I wish I was funded by the IDF. I'd probably dude, if all I needed to do was kiss a wall to get funded by the IDF, dude, book me a trip to Israel right now, and I'm doing it ASAP. Are you kidding me? Tell me you guys wouldn't do it. You guys would definitely do it. Come on. Tell me you guys wouldn't do it. All you had to do was kiss a wall and say you'd sacrifice your life for Israel, dude. Come on. But you actually don't have to do anything. Come on. We would all do that. We would all sacrifice our life for Israel for a band. We would sacrifice our life for Israel for a mill. Tell me you would not sacrifice your life, dedicate your life to Israel for a mill. Tell me you wouldn't do that, dude. I would 100% do that. I'm just joking. What they're doing over there completely wrong, but I could be persuaded. I have not made my mind. I have not made my mind yet. 100%. I don't really. I'm not a big. I don't know the facts yet. Okay, I don't know the facts, so I could be persuaded pretty easily. Might I add? Right? Doesn't cost that much. I mean, doesn't take that much information. Right? Dag was promised tendies with honey mustard 2,000 years ago. I was. Dag, why don't you like fellow rabbi? I don't. No, Rabbi Shmuley. I don't like. I don't like him. I saw his meeting. He did like a something with RFK, Rabbi Shmuley, and it was just like, dude, come on. He's like, you owe me 20% of your money. You owe me 20% of your money because I did a man. I got you and your wife together. I don't know why this Jewish person I'm impersonating sounds like a little kid with a speech impediment, but might work. Dag, stop fantasizing about Indian guys' builds. I'm not. Bro, every day is a struggle. Can't even watch YouTube without getting a DDP ad. I have to see his face every day, bro. It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before. That is crazy, right? 5 mil on YouTube in 6 months. Never done before. But he was a Vine guy, right? So he already had like a massive following. So, What's up, Alma? If Ilya and Paddy decide to solve their issues on OnlyFans, who would submit who? Bro, what kind of weird question is that? Obviously, Ilya would submit Paddy on OnlyFans. Stop it. Paddy's got British jiu-jitsu. Completely different than Spanish jiu-jitsu. Spanish jiu-jitsu, because let's be honest, Ilya is not Georgian. Ilya Tapuria is not Georgian. Born in Germany, grew up in Spain. I don't know why this guy claims to be Georgian just because his parents is Georgian, just because he speaks Georgian. I mean, dude, anybody can speak Georgian. Okay? You're not Georgian. You're not Georgish. Georgish? Okay, he's not even Georgish. Not even a little bit Georgish. I miss the UFC days when they would use Mexican supplements like Hendrix, Overeem, Vanderlei Silva. Those guys drank roid shakes for breakfast. Oh, you can still watch fighters who use Mexican supplements. Look at Carlos Leal. Look at the guy who fought Curtis Blades. What's his name? Kuniev. Look at what's up, Chamai Borg superfan? How you doing, brother? Look at who else is on the sauce. Who else is on the Sazul? Peyton Tabit on the Sazul. You know who supplements? You know who gives Peyton Tabit? Okay, this is what happened. Frank Ocean gave Peyton Tabit a entire laboratory for creating steroids. After Frank Ocean had to watch Peyton Tabit get dog walked by Rony Barcelos, he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna start paying for steroids for you, buddy. Peyton Tabit, I'm D'ing you down. Now, I'm gonna start paying for your steroid use." And then he built him an entire laboratory. White Ferrari. What's good, man? Carlos Leal is clean. What do you mean? Oh, stop it. Carlos Leal is clean. Bro, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Carlos Leal is like the most obvious juice head in the entire world. Most obvious juice head in the entire world. I mean, this guy's throwing 100%, 100% into every shot, has cardios for 5 rounds. Stuffed all of Renat Fakhretdinov's takedowns, didn't gas even the slightest, was throwing harder in the 3rd round than he threw in the 1st, stuffed all the takedowns, has acne all over his face, chest, back, everywhere. You know, he's 30 years old, he looks like he's 62. Like, stop it. That was such an unnecessary yap. Yeah. But I haven't seen those gore videos. I can't sleep now. It's making me sick. You seen those gore videos? Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're pretty rough. What's good, man? What's up, Jacquin Phoenix? Is that me in your profile picture? No, eh? I can't even tell. I don't know what your profile picture is. Jeff Neal Loki beats Prates? No. Stop it. Don't even try. He said in the 1st round and he did it? Yeah. Ilya the Rabbi Tapuria, because he predicts these things. That's what I'm calling him. I'm calling Ilya the Rabbi, because he's chosen by God. He's God's chosen people. Ilya Tapuria. Ilya Jewish Tapuria. You're choosing Jeff Neal to win. Carlos Leal is not clean. Let's be honest, he's not clean. No way. IFWU big man, but there's the worst cope I've ever heard. Built a factory? No. Frank Ocean built a factory. Did you see it? Did I see what? King Terzi was talking about something. UFC is not big in Asia. They have not tapped into a lot of countries. Yeah, they haven't tapped into the Asian market because the Asian market is dominated by Muay Thai and kickboxing, dominated by Kung Fu, dominated by, every single country in Asia has their own martial arts. Japan has judo and sumo wrestling. Korea has taekwondo. China has sanda. Thailand has Muay Thai, right? They all kind of have their own style, and it's all kickboxing styles, except for Japan, which is karate and taekwondo, and judo and jiu-jitsu, right? Japan's probably the closest one to be watching MMA. Korea's getting into MMA, right, with the Korean Zombie and the guy who fought on 316. China, they have some champions, so they're kind of getting into it. Japan doesn't really have much right now, so it all depends. Can you do an impression of Don Fry? No, I can't do an impression of Don Fry. I'm sorry, man. I don't know what Don Fry sounds like. He's way past my era. Way past it, bro. I wasn't even born when Don Fry was fighting, man. So I don't even know what he sounds like. He sounds like Sean Strickland, but older, right? It's like, I just want to, no, these fucking kids nowadays, dude, I would fucking kill them. No, when I went to the gym, I fucking beat the shit out of literally fucking everybody. Nah, man, when I used to fight in fucking Pride, we had to kick the shit out of all these fucking guys. I don't know. I don't have that type of testosterone. You're right. I don't think anybody has Don Fry level testosterone. Ilya looked kind of Jewish in the Jai Herbert fight with all that scruff. You got soft hands, man. You got soft hands. I can imagine Don Fry being like low-key gay. Just being like, you got soft hands, brother. Brother, you got soft hands. Hey, brother, you got soft hands. I wouldn't mind going over there and making sure you get nice and rough. Would you get nice and rough for Daddy Fry? Daddy Don Fry, would you get nice and rough for him? Like, what the fuck? Tappy Moggs MMA? Yeah, Tappy. Yeah. Can you do an impression of a ref telling Anthony Smith to defend himself after taking so many elbows on the ground? A ref? Work! I gotta see some work here. Work! Come on, guys, work! Show me some work here. Come on, Anthony, work here. It's been 2 minutes and all you've been taking is elbows to the heads. Work here, Anthony. Fetal position is not working. Work here, Anthony. Come on, Smith. Work here. He's attacking your family. There's big trash talk on X going on between Hamza and DDP. What's your thought of this? I haven't seen it. Let's check out DDP and Chimaev trash talk. White Ferrari. I don't see any trash talk. I don't see nothing. I do not see nothing about okay, holy, I missed a bunch. I always tell my fellow Hindus to eat meat. It's the cheapest collective source of proteins, vitamin, minerals. Yeah. No, I'm sure Sarukian did. No one was surprised when he KO'd Volker Oliveira as he was expected to. Sarukian will ragdoll him and not have shit game plan like Charles walking forward hands down. But Armand does have a style where he does need to walk forward. You know what I mean? Armand does walk forward. He's not a guy on the back foot. He doesn't do great on the back foot, you know? Armand should be next for Ilya just because he's #1 contender. 100%. Don Dry, the most dominant top ever. 100%. Anthony Smith never defends himself. Yeah, he just quits. If Anthony Smith doesn't finish you, Anthony Smith thinks he's Ilya Taporia, except Anthony Smith will go from Ilya Taporia to like Anthony Smith in the course of like 30 seconds. Like he'll start off the fight like with the mentality of like, dude, I'm about to destroy this guy. And then the moment he gets punched in the face and realizes he's in a fight and is completely outclassed, he's like, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm just going to quit right now. I'm just going to collect my 200K and move on. I'm done. But if I was in the UFC and I was in Anthony Smith's position, I'd probably do the same thing. Like, I'd get into a fight and I'd probably just quit. You know what I mean? Like, if I knew a jab was coming, I would like move back just so I get like barely punched with a jab, and then I'd fake wobble, go to the ground, cover up as best I can, take a couple punches, get TKO'd, and then after the fight I'd be like, dude, this guy hits hard, man. This guy hits really hard. I think he's gonna destroy everybody. This guy could be champion. He hits so hard, man. And I just faked it and I got like 200K. The Rock made a movie about Mark, the Smash Machine, but his brother. Oh, nice one, dude. Atomic. Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Okay? You think I'm a rookie? You don't think I've ever been trolled like that before? Okay? That's the most obvious troll ever. At least make it good. At least make it good, Atomic. Nice one, buddy. Better luck next time. Maybe one of these times you'll get me, but not today. Too fast, too quick. Okay? Timing beats speed. Precision beats power. Okay, that's what I just did to you, Atomic. KO'd round 1. Man, it's crazy how DC was watching Ilya KO Oliveira while someone was KO his truck. Oh, someone was stealing his truck? Yeah. He kept taking too many elbows on the back of the head. Against who? Can you do an impression of Habib meeting Kayla Harrison, then finding out she's a girl? Habib meeting Kayla and then finding out she's a girl? Hello, brother. Now, what does Habib sound like? Hey, how are you? How are you? I just want to eat burger. I'm just eating burger. I need to help with Islam weight camp. Well, how are you? How are you? Nice to meet you. Shake hand. Yeah. What weight you fight at? You big guy. You big guy. What weight you fight at? You're like DC right now. You fight at what weight? I fight at 135. 135. My name's Kayla. Oh, that's very this funny name for you. Brother, this funny name. Smacks your shoulder. You must cut lot weight. Who you fight to? Who you fight? Top rankings? No, I'm a champion at 135. No, brother, this all wrong. This all wrong. Murab champion at 135, brother. This all wrong. Nah, I'm a girl. Brother, why you not tell me this, brother? Now I have to wash hands. Now I have to burn my hand and saw my hand off, brother. Oh my. That's what happens. It's not a great impression, but it's a pretty trash story. Maybe I'll work on the storyline. Maybe if the impression's bad, maybe I'll just work on the storyline. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Don Fry's the type of guy who'd... Yeah, probably. Close enough. Don Fry's the type of guy to just be, like, close enough when talking to a ladyboy in Thailand. Or even talking to, like, Ian Gary, yeah. Hey, you. What's your name? I'm Ian Gary. I'm Ian Gary. Close enough. You a girl? You a girl? No. Ah, close enough. You remind me of JD Vance. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. If Hamzat's gonna win, then he will come in the top 5 pound for pound ranking. Yeah. Dude, he should already be higher than he is in pound for pound. It's crazy. I made Unk MMA say... That's not Alma. That's not like a... It's not a bad word. You know that, right? What bad word? Have you seen the Guru clip of that impression? No, I've not seen the Guru clip of that impression. His impressions are freaking good, dude. His MMA Guru's impressions are freaking top notch, man. Absolutely top notch. Now, there's no leg right now. I can literally see it. There's no leg. Is Islam ducking Ilya? Ilya said Islam is not ducking him. Have you seen the Guru clip? No. Don Fry and Kayla Harrison get in testosterone battle. How many Ian Garys would be impressed? All of them. Remember when Anthony Smith suffered a robbery in his house and he fight the guy, but he was shocked. He fights back and says, and he said he fought like he was in the cage and the guy was back and forth. Jesus Christ. That is brain rot right there. Holy. I know what you're talking about, but that was a hard read right there. That was a tough read. I wasn't lagging. What's next for Aspinall? Probably Cyril gone in France. JDM KO's Islam back to lightweight just to get starch belly. Probably. I believe that's what's gonna happen. But I do remember Anthony Smith fighting a guy in his own house and losing to like a random guy. Yeah, that must be pretty rough, especially to the ego, right? Because then you have to live with that. If you're a professional fighter and you lose a street fight to a guy with like no training, then, I mean, bro, you're done. You're done. Your mentality is completely compromised. Completely compromised. You lose a one-on-one as a professional fighter, somebody who doesn't fight, dude, I mean, come on, you're cooked. You're absolutely done. You're never coming back. Definitely a dark... Oh, shut the fuck up. Yo, guys, we gotta watch a video, man. We gotta watch a video here. Let's pull up this video.
I mean, I think staying on their feet, I think DDP is going to throw some hands on Hamza. I'm excited. Who do you think wins, DDP or Hamza?
DDP versus Kumslet. I love Kumslet.
Who?
Kumslet Tamayev.
Hey, guys, can we get a vote if that's how we're supposed to say his name?
How does Whitaker get his jaw?
Teeth must have been loose already or something.
Something was wrong with his lower jaw.
Yeah.
It must have already been hurt.
Because it was like instantly. Pressure didn't even really go across, it looked like. He just burns a lot of energy. He doesn't have like a lot of composure.
He's got to be so strong.
like with
Yeah, he looked like he was really trying to hurt you in front of everybody.
he was, but if he can't get what he's looking for, there's gonna be a big fucking problem for Chimaev. You saw that with Usman. He broke, you know, and tenacity and that volume he puts out, you can't keep that up.
Do we all agree that if Usman would have had a full camp, he probably would have won that fight against Slut tonight?
Who? What do we?
If it was a 5-round fight in that same thing, I give Usman gonna win that.
Okay.
Nah, they're wrong. They're all wrong. They're all wrong. Everybody wants to bring up, oh, dude, if it was 5 rounds, yada, yada, yada. What about Habib Conor? If that was a 3-round fight, Habib was looking like he was losing the 3rd round. So, you know, it is what it is. When my friends said I was racist, all because I said and threatened to, bro, that's not your friend. Friends don't, bro, stop it. Friends don't do that, lad. The guy who broke into Anthony Smith's house was 145 pounds? No way he was 145 pounds. I don't believe that one freaking bit, dude. No way. I don't believe that at all. I don't fucking believe it, lad. Lad, don't believe it. I don't think it's gonna happen. I have gum. I want new gum. I've been trying to take Marlon's advice. You guys know Marlon? He's like this really pretty boy. No diddy, no gay shit. He's like a pretty guy. But he tells you if you want like a jaw, you need to chew gum. This guy genuinely thinks he's this. I am the Sigma. I'm the Alpha. I'm the one to trust. Your sub to his OF. He does not have an OF, bro. This guy's not sketch. This guy is not sketch. But if he is, he probably would have made a bunch of money. 1,000,000%. Grandman talking about I'm the Sigma. Me? I never said I'm the Sigma. Bro, you know what game I've been addicted to lately? Mope.io, bro. Mope.io is fire. Sao Paulo, Brasil. Germany. Yeah, Germany. Dag. For what? For a what? Is that a game or what is that? It's a video game? I've never heard of this. Forager. Why did I think that was for? I said it with a hard R in my head. Oopsies. What is it about? Interesting. It's really good. X to doubt, bro. X to doubt. X to doubt, buddy. Dag was trying so hard on an IO game. Dude, IO games are some of the most fun and enjoyable games ever. Ever. I'm reading regular words as slurs. Dude, I did say it with a heart on my head. I don't know why. I don't know why, man. Dude, whenever, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see an edit, dude, I always start cheering for the fighter. Like the moment I see an edit of like Movsar Evloev, I'm like, dude, I'm like the biggest Movsar Evloev fan. And then the next scroll, I'll see like a Volkanovski edit. I'm like, dude, I'm the biggest Volkanovski fan. And then one more scroll on TikTok, and I'll see like a Aljamain Sterling edit. I'll be like, dude, I'm literally the biggest Aljamain Sterling fan. I'll be like, dude, this guy's the GOAT. This guy's up there with GSP for GOAT status. Dude, edits will literally make me completely change my frame of mind on a fighter. I'll genuinely despise a fighter. I'll see a cool edit of him, and I'll be like, dude, that is freaking dope. The type of guy who had to lock in on Slither.io. Dude, Slither.io. Oh, dude, I haven't played Slither. Slither.io, dude, this is huge. Sorry for my grammar. I started to learn English, so I'm getting better, I hope. Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm not insulting his English. DDP is being Hamza on 19th via Wikipedia edit. What does that even mean via Wikipedia edit? Wikipedia edit? What does that even mean? Dude, all I've seen is Drick is by Flying Piano, dude. Drick is by Flying Piano. That's all you see everywhere. Drick is Flying Piano. And it's like, yeah, we get it, bro. We get it. This guy fights funny. He's a joke. Haha. But this is fighting, dude. This is fighting, dude. This is a real man's game. This isn't you don't play fighting. Okay, buddy? You fight. That's it. You can't play fighting. Okay, this is real life. It's about working hard. Drick is by comically large wooden hammer. Yeah. Yeah, Drick is by I don't even know. Drick, what are some other ones? Drick is by comically large hammer. Yeah, that works. Sorry, I'm distracted, bro. Drick is by Mousetrap. Yeah. Drick is by Tom and Jerry or something. Drick is by there's so many of that. Dag dominates Kenny via 4chan edit. What's a 4chan edit? What does that even mean? What's a 4chan edit? Drick is by Banana. Yeah. Drick is by Banana Peel. And it's just like, dude, this guy's going to get dominated and people are like taking it lightly. Like, this guy's going to genuinely, I don't think Drickus will recover. I don't think Drickus will be able to recover. I don't think Drickus will be able to cover after losing to Chimaev. That's how badly he will get beaten. And people are talking about it so lightly. It's so bad. It's so bad. People are talking about it lightly. Like, no. Dude, this guy's going to lose a part of his soul. He's 100% going to lose a part of his soul. Like, you know, you don't fight Chimaev and come out scot-free, okay? When you fight Chimaev, you lose the fight and you lose by a part of your soul. Drick is by Falling Piano? Yeah. Drick is by Chinese Finger Trap? Yeah, no. Drick is winning by by Look It's Habib Distraction? Yeah. Yeah, I could totally see that. In the middle of a fight, just point. Dude, I'm surprised no one has ever done that. Just being like, look over there. What is that? And then some guy actually looks over. Like, that could probably work in a fight. If you were to genuinely be like, yo, what's over there? And point, and then hit him with like a head kick, they'd probably believe it. They'd be like, no, seriously, look over there. What's going on? Right? And then you distract him. No, seriously. Because you know how people actually fall for that stuff in like in like real life, right? Because they'll be like, oh, it says gullible on the ceiling. And they're going to be like, yeah, no way. You're just trying to get me. And be like, no, seriously. It says gullible on the ceiling. Be like, nah, dude, you're just trying to get me. I'll be like, okay, don't believe me. And then they'll look up at some point. Dude, that could probably work in a fight where you're just like, dude, look over there. No, seriously. Dude, look over there. Look back, turn back, head kick. Dude, I would totally do that if I'm fighting. Hamza by Kadyrov, mysteriously making Drickus disappear. Yeah, that's ideal scenario. Drickus winning by drawing out Ian Gary's chair from under the octagon. Yeah, Drickus turns it into like a WWE match, right? Drickus turns it into like a Hell in the Cell match where you have to get out of the cage to win. Comes back with like a crowbar in the octagon. Armand would beat Ilya. He would game plan well for the fight. Grapple heavy. I think his striking defense has improved as well. Yeah, I think he can win. I think it's more likely that Ilya wins, but, you know. Charles Oliveira has worse fight IQ in UFC. No, Charles Oliveira just doesn't fight differently for any fighter. Like, he wants to get it to the ground, but he also does the stand-up. But he doesn't have, like, a set game plan, whereas, you know, Islam can do it all, so he can change up his game plan depending on how the fight's going. Charles Oliveira, all he knows how to do is walk forward and take you down, or walk forward and try to punch you, you know? Dricus by... Damn, is that a helicopter? No. Dricus by power of friendship? No, not Dricus by power of friendship. Dricus is the type of guy to, like, get into the fight and then settle their beef with words instead of actually fighting. Dricus via spin jutsu? What's spin jutsu? What the hell is that? What the hell? What the helly? What the helly? What the hell is that? What the hell is even that? Dricus will beat Chimaev by zestiness and kiss his coach, and Hamza would choke from haramness. Nah. Dude, we need to get this zesty champ out of here. I'm tired of having one of the zestiest champs in all of the UFC be in the same division and champion over Chimaev. It just doesn't work like that. I think people are starting to see it now that, like, these new and up-and-comers at every weight class other than 155 are actual contenders. Umar, Merab, Sean O'Malley, you know, all these newcomers at 135, even at 145, you know, the Ilya Tapurias. At 155, all the guys who were up-and-comers failed. 170, Prates, Morales, Gary, JDM, all these new up-and-comers are succeeding. Same at 185, you know. Chimaev needs to show that, okay, it was fun while it lasted, but now it's my time. Not letting Bear ruin our title shot all for a podcast? Yeah. Well, it's good to see Chimaev in the U.S. Thank you, USA. You are my best friend. Dricus is a clown. Did he lie to fans about Gathje Paddy? I don't think he lied to fans about Gathje Paddy. I think he might have misspoke, or he was going off assumptions that weren't from a good source. But other people do the same shit. Other people always lie. So he could just hide the bad source, or, you know, Dricus by comically accurate ball of dust with hands and feet popping out with a boom, and yeah, true. Not letting Bear ruin our title shot. Yeah. I mean, everybody else tried to run away and ping Ilya from a distance, but they got caught. Charles changed it up. Same results, though. Yeah, you could definitely look at it like that, right? But I think the thing you got to do with Ilya is take him down, mix it up, and try to... The thing about Ilya is, like, you're not going to beat Ilya. It's either you go for the decision or you go for a KO loss. You know what I mean? A decision loss or KO loss. You depend on how you want to lose to Ilya. It's not about choosing on how to win. It's about how do you want to lose. Rather Chimaev be in the mountains than being around fake clout chasing jewelry clowns. I mean, what did they say about him that was bad? Luke Rockhold, TJ Dillashaw, Bear DiGiadio didn't say anything bad. It's only Rampage who just calls him cum slut, but I don't know. It's just what it is. He's there with Arman. Hamza is training with Arman, so I don't know. And he's training with some good... There's good guys out there in California, especially for sports. So I don't mind him being out there in California. LOL Arman? What's wrong with Arman? Arman's good, man. Yeah, such a great guy. He's not a bad guy. Doesn't Charles Oliveira look like... Who? I have no idea who that is. Tutankhamun, who's an ancient Egyptian... Bro, what? He does not look like this random ancient Egyptian goddess, bro. What? Such an obscure reference? What does that even mean? Other than grapplers that aren't 155, better. Arman's such a clown, can't even get a title fight because he's unable to make weight for the fight. No, Arman can make weight. Armand made weight last weekend. Armand didn't miss weight. People saying Armand missed weight, and that's why he was out of the Islam fight. He didn't miss weight. He just didn't make the weight. He didn't step on the scale. That's what Dana White means when he says um, uh, uh, um he didn't make weight. Is that he just didn't step on the scale. You know? You mean Egyptian mummies? Maybe. Thank you, USA. Yeah, you're right. I am. I'm always right. I'm the most right, actually. Islam versus Tapuria. Dag looks like 42 Doug. Stop it. Hey, bro, what's one thing you wish to accomplish this year? One thing I wish to accomplish this year. Being more consistent, more hardworking. And in terms of metrics of that would be outcomes, and the outcomes I'd want to achieve as an accomplishment would be more subs, more consistent views, more consistent average views. So where you been, Dag? Just working, man. Just working. It really messes with me whenever I stay up late to watch a UFC card on Sunday, because I'll go to sleep at like 2 a.m. and then I have to wake back up at 5:30 to go to work. So I get like 3 hours of sleep on Sunday. And then I got home and did more work at like 2. And I'm I wasn't feeling great. So, but I'm gonna be more consistent. I'm gonna try to. It's just hard, man. Getting 3 hours of sleep, it messes with like your days and then your day after. So it's like a long process. So that's where I've been. But I'm gonna be consistent throughout the week, even though I'm working. I worked already 7 hours in the morning, and then I'm gonna work another 6 hours, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, another 6 hours. So, in like a little bit, I have to dip for work in a little bit too. So I'm gonna be more consistent. So I just need to get into my habits. The problem is right now my life is kind of all over the place, and I'm doing a little bit of this. I just need to form some habits in order to be a little bit better. It's kind of show them the whiteboard. Nah, we don't take a look at the whiteboard. What UFC fighter do you genuinely think you could take and win against convincingly? Oh, what UFC fighter could I take and win against consistently? Well, first off, the UFC fighter I'd want to fight and specifically focus on grappling would be people like, Tracy Cortez, Alexa Grasso, Poliana Viviana, Mackenzie Dern, right? Macy Barber. Those are the ones I'd want to, test out my grappling against, probably in the octagon, wearing all the UFC gear. And then in terms of fighters I could beat convincingly, really convincingly, probably like what's her name? Shannon something. Norma Dumont. Yeah, I'd want to grapple her too. But Shannon Bond. What's her name? Shannon something. Shannon Bannon. No. Shauna Bannon. And Pooja Tomar. Shauna Bannon and Pooja Tomar I could easily beat. Molly McCann I could easily beat. No training. Like, these are easy fights. Those are all super easy fights. Shauna Bannon. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. I was combining her first name and second name. How did Pooja Tomar get famous among you guys? Because she's Indian. Because she's Indian. Strickland Walk was funny. Yeah. Is mewing really effective or a myth? Mewing works. What do you do for work? No, Dag's been mewing. Why do you think I've been mewing? Do I look good? I've been going to the gym, so I lost some weight. So now I'm just kind of putting back on weight and going to the gym. So mewing is effective. I was one of the OGs of mewing. Like I was mewing and watching Ben Shapiro back in 2016. So that's what Oh, I have seen Sean Strickland's angry walk. That's what you're talking about. Sean Strickland's walk is funny. Dude, Sean Strickland's angry walk when he's in his flip-flops and like it's hilarious. Dude, he walks like an angry toddler who didn't get what they want at the candy store. It's bad. Puja Styles on Dag? Hell no. You put Puja on the map? No. I bet Dag walks like angry Strickland. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Sean Strickland has like some real calves on him, dude. It's crazy. You go to the gym for work? That pay well? No, I don't go to the gym for work. I go to the gym and I work. What do I do for work though? What can I say? I'm not gonna say. Fuck you. Men's probably Kron Gracie. Oh, men's MMA. There's not a lot of guys you're beating in men's MMA unless you're like an athletic guy and you're a heavyweight. Then, dude, at the lighter weight class, all of the guys in the UFC are killers. Maybe like Clay Guida. I think maybe Clay Guida I could have a chance against, but then at the same time, it's like CM Punk. He's not in the UFC though. I would say Clay Guida is like an active fighter that I have a pretty solid chance against. Kron Gracie, he's no longer in the UFC, so he's not even an active UFC fighter. Men's, dude, it's hard. It's hard to beat a man. You didn't know mewing was a thing in 2016? Yeah, it's been a thing for forever. Darren Elkins, yeah. Darren Elkins, that'd be a dope one. For sure. It's gotta be something embarrassing. You pole dance classes? Yeah, I do. Chris Curtis is zesty? No, it just has a speech impediment. Tom Aspinall or Prime Francis? I'm not saying what you said. Prime Francis or Tom Aspinall? Prime Francis. Tell us a mewing technique if you can. So here's the top of your mouth. You put your tongue, suction cup to the top of your mouth, and you push out and try to spread your top teeth out. Right, so. And chew some gum when you can. I'm not Toby Chip, bro. Clay isn't retired. Is he retired? No, he didn't retire. I don't think he retired. He did get released of his contract though, after losing to Chase Hooper. Rough stuff, man. Rough stuff. Font beat Rosas. Rob Font. Dude, Rob Font is old. He's like, what? Isn't he old right now? I think Rob Font's a tough fight for Raul Rosas. Dude, Rob Font beat Matsumoto. Kyler Phillips. You know? Yanez. So, dude, I think Rob Font right now, dude, Rob Font low-key in his prime. Tell me, or dude, Rob Font's kind of in his prime. Is he not? I don't know how old he is, though. He's got to be at least 38. At least 38. Yeah, he is 38. Wow, I'm good at this, man. Chris Curtis and Strickland had problems? Nah, they had beef, but then they got back together. They're basically just like a couple. I did see Rob Font, Raul Rosas. I don't think it's announced though, and I think Rob Font probably pieces Raul Rosas up. I don't think Raul Rosas mid striking. Even against his who was his fight in the UFC 306? What was it? Who did he fight? Was it like some Chinese guy or some shit, or Korean or some shit? Who did he fight in his last fight? It wasn't Vince Morales. That was his last fight. Oh, Ricky Lang? Yeah, it was a Chinese guy, but he's called the Mongolian Marauder. Dude, Ayman Zahabi finished this guy, and Raul Rosas looked completely mid against him. So I think Raul Rosas is done, bro. Is done. You guys want to troll? Kenny Okoye? That Yanez KOs is satisfying to port Yanez? Yeah, true. Isuk Deek. Oh, you got me. Oh, you got me. Can we troll some? Can we troll Kenny Okoye, guys? Mod me for 2 seconds so I can attach what this insider said about Chimaev. I'll attach link here. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good off that, bro. Do they overrate Tony Ferguson? Prime Tony would have beat Habib, or was he that good? Nah, Prime Tony would have beaten Habib. I think Prime Kevin Lee would beaten Habib, but nobody likes that thought. Nobody likes it when I say Prime Kevin Lee would have beaten Habib. I think so. Dude, not reading important chats. Gotta go. I did, bro. Raul has charisma though. Yeah, he does, but that doesn't win you fights. Made a girl walk away. Yeah, I know. I saw that, but that was a skit though. That was a skit. Chimaev is a terrible human being. How is he a terrible human being? He's not a terrible human being. He's actually one of the best human beings on the roster. As a human being, Chimaev's one of the best. This guy, when he was living in Sweden, he would every single, I think, week or month, he would go and buy food and clothes and give it out to the homeless and people that needed it. Chimaev has supported people in his life. He's done everything. He hangs around with the dictator, yes, but he has no choice. He has to hang around with Kadyrov, or his whole family and everybody he loves dies. So he's not a human being. Scammed his own fans. He didn't want to scam his own fans. It wasn't him who scammed his own fans. It was people. I mean, this happens all the time. It is what it is. It's crypto. This guy's from Chechnya. He's from a war-torn country in Chechnya, and you expect him to know how cryptocurrencies work? No, his manager asked him, do you want to do this for this amount of money? He said, yeah, sure. He probably got explained to him as, well, we're going to start a crypto coin that, your fans can buy and use, and it's good and that. Didn't Ilya train in Sweden too? Yep. So it's not that he scammed him. He got pulled into something that probably, he didn't know too much about. Do I think who's overrated? Is Chimaev your favorite? Yes. Matthias Andreas MMA Twitter post. Hmm. Okay, I see him talking. Yeah, it's cool. Dag shilling for... No, I'm not. I'm not shilling for scammers, bro. I'm just saying it how it is. Any of you guys act like if you were in his position, you would have done it differently. You guys are so stupid, bro. You guys are way worse than all of these top guys. I mean, never found anything extraordinary in Tony. Whenever I watched his fight, he had good resilience. Good scrambles. And I think he could have kept it on the feet. I think he wouldn't have gotten submitted by... I think the thing is, Tony would have beaten Habib like this. He would have gotten taken down and dominated for the first 2 rounds. He would have gotten beaten up. He wouldn't have gotten submitted. And then in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Tony Ferguson would start to stuff the takedowns. He doesn't gas. He doesn't quit. He doesn't give up. He loves the pain. He would push the pace and probably finish Habib in the 5th round or get a decision, close decision. But Habib could have also gotten his decision, but it would have been close, and Habib would have could have arguably have lost. That's how I would have seen it. I mean, there's a reason why Habib didn't want to fight Tony. There's a reason why Ali Abdelaziz wanted Tony out of the title picture, because he knew how good he was. If you got rugged by Hamza, that's on you. True. I wasn't a scammer. Hit the trap. Yeah. Get your weight up. Yeah. Do you enjoy Pride Parade? I didn't go. I wasn't a parade. I didn't go to a Pride Parade, bro. Happy Canada Day? That was, yeah, Happy Canada Day. Thug Rose Namajunas versus Jen got announced. Bro, what are you guys trying to... Oh, okay. You're trying to make me say genitalia? Okay. I can see through this. Same with you, Hackle, bro. Like, you guys aren't great at that. Chimaev can't even take Strickland's account. Bro definitely doesn't know shit about crypto. Yeah, true. Yo, guys, can we troll Kenny Okoye? Can we troll Kenny Okoye, guys? Dag, sad as fuck. Pride month over. I'm not a Pride month guy, bro. You're unemployed, sure. I bet. You're down? All right, so what should we say in Kenny Okoye's chat? Should we say, what should we say? Should we say Drickus called you out? So we say Drickus, just say you're zesty? Nah. Izzy got drafted for Israel? No, that's so unbelievable. This guy's from New Zealand and Nigerian descent. Why would he get drafted to Israel? Say DDP posted you on Twitter. Should we say that? DDP posted you on Twitter. Or no, no, let's say Ilya posted you on Twitter. I'm not gonna ignore you. I might. Guys, can we go into Kenny Okoye's chat? And say, guys, go into Kenny Okoye's chat and say Ilya posted you. What the fuck? Just say Ilya posted you in Kenny Okoye's chat. We're gonna troll him before I dip. This is the last thing we gotta do. But maybe we'll wait till the fight's over or in between rounds or something. Maybe now's not the time to do it.
What are you doing?
He banned you? Kenny got big eyes. He does have big eyes.
He gets me the armbar, I think.
Bro, Ilya's too mainstream? Ah, shit. There are 4 people in your chat? Yeah, but no, you notice it. When people, doesn't matter if there's 4, 8, or this or that. Ilya's too mainstream? Okay, who else do we say then? Izzy posted him one time or something.
Who's like heavy on the pressure?
Maybe Peyton Tabbitt posted you? Maybe we could do like...
Yo, stop with this gay shit, dude.
Yo,
Pressure me.
Peyton Talbot posted you? Maybe Peyton Tabbitt posted you? Would that be
I
better?
had to check it.
How do you guys think about that? Should we... Talbot said Kenny is cute. Yeah, maybe we'll say Peyton Tabbitt posted you.
Get him on the ground here.
Not a bad idea, right?
Rough him up a little bit. He's not bad, chat. Nope. Ooh.
Dude, I've never seen... You know what? Maybe not today. Maybe we won't do the... I've never seen the I know. I've never seen the Payne Tabbitt vape video, but I don't think we're gonna troll Kenny Okoye because he's distracted right now. He's distracted. But dude, I've never seen the Payne Tabbitt vape video. I've tried to search it up. Man. I tried to search up Peyton Tabbitt vape video, Peyton Tabbitt butt vape, Dude, I've tried to search up literally everything, and I cannot find the Peyton Tabit vape videos, bro. Charles Oliveira lies like a flipped turtle on the ground after getting dropped. Yeah. Well, he didn't get dropped. He got brutally knocked out. So he wasn't. He was unconscious, 100%. So, all right, boys. I'm probably gonna dip. Boys. Thank y'all for being here. It's been your boy Dag MMA signing out. Peace. Tried to search it up. It's crazy. It's not crazy. How did you find it? Did you search it up? How do you know about it? You search it up? Or it just got sent to you by God? That means God thinks you're gay. So, how does that feel? How gay is it to search up? How gay is it to search about Peyton? I don't think it's that gay. I'm not gay. Never knew about it? Sure, buddy. All right, peace, boys. Thank you for being here. It's been your